value the relationships that we have. We value our partnerships. And we tend to be very direct because, again, we want a value. We're looking for a value return a lot of the times on what we're getting. And so the ongoing relationship between us and Vistair has been awesome. There's times where we're like, hey, can we make this change right now? This doesn't work. And their tech team is like, awesome. Anything can change at any given moment. We are always looking for ways to innovate, to make things cheaper. We're always looking at fuel savings, which we talked about yesterday. We are the greenest airline in the United States right now, but being efficient as workers, right? So everything that we want to do, I want to make sure that there's an opportunity cost to that. And I want to make sure that if I can be very efficient as a pilot, that means that those efficiencies flow down line and we don't have to worry about things like delays. For us, it's important that not only is the product open, but the team is open. And there's some of them are in here today, but we'll say thank you for us. We feel like we're part of the team and not just a person who buys a product, right? That's kind of, it gets to the point where we become that extension, those appendages of how they operate their structure, because we don't want it to just be a customer buying something and saying, okay, well, thanks, appreciate it, let's move on. We want to make sure that not only is it working for us, but it continues to work on a basis that we can say, hey, we think that maybe this icon could change, or maybe this, and maybe this search feature, can we add this? And it's super responsive, and it gives that back and forth, which is really important for us. For us, integration with audiobooks was huge. You saw that if you saw my presentation yesterday, to be able to do deep linking back and forth. We were able to use Vistair to actually recover and be ready to change over the operation within 24 hours. And we're the only American carrier, potentially, that could have been flying, available that we're looking as well, that have structured data and XML tagging and taking it from these 3 documents, which in our case, we currently have 3 FOMs, our Vol 1, Vol 2, and Vol 3, and they all do different things. But our dream is, why do I have to have 3 documents? Why do we even think in a book mindset? Why can't I have one single document that I edit at one time? My pilots just get the flight ops function, the flight attendants just get their flight attendants function, and we can manage all that on a distribution system that's really easy to use in the back end. What's really neat about Vistair and the way Frontier uses the forms is they're fully nestable, which is really great, and I'll show you that as well. We can use any type of deep linking, so if there's a form that needs to reference to something else, we can actually use that without having to remove ourselves from the form. We can actually put that, you can use HTML links, tags like that. And so it was really, really beneficial for us. We had what we call a PC, so it's our check ride form. Every year you come in to do your check ride, and we had 4 different forms for that to fill out based on how you did during that check ride. Hopefully it was only the one, but a lot of times you'd need retraining or you'd need something else to do. Well, with these conditional formatting inside of the forms, not only could we have one space for all of that data, which we found made our end of check rides more efficient, we can keep all of that data stored in the same place, so we can always quickly reference back to all that conditional formatting. All of our forms, we can set up custom notifications. So any form, in our case, when somebody wants to complain about the EFB program, which never happens, that form comes directly to me. It's notified to me that, hey, here is something that you need to take a look at, or something that's not working on the aircraft, and I can quickly reference that form. And not just that form, but we made it a way to where you can actually use 2 different versions from the EFB, and you could submit that directly to our ticketing system as well, all inside of the app with connectivity. There are times where we need compliance on things. There are updates or policies or procedures, or in our case, during COVID, we had something changing every day. And one of the things that we've done, and this is one of the fixes actually that Vistair has done for us, is in the top left, it gives us just a little page icon, and it's color coded because everybody knows that pilots love colors. It makes it very simple. It's red, green, or yellow. And so from the back end, I can send out a read and sign requirement for compliance that we can track. And I can say, hey, I give it 5 days, give it 10 days, or make it mandatory. Right now, I need it red. It's a policy thing that's changing, and it's of safety importance or something procedurally important. We're about to lose the capability for all charting documentation, but what we put in our ops specs once we went to Vistair was we would use Vistair, certain volumes that we had required, and we could use backups of basically digital paper to still continue to fly. So what we did is we took our entire system, it was something like 1,280 some odd pieces of paper, all of our charting documentation, and we dumped it in Vistair in about 37 minutes, and we're able to go back and immediately go back and fly when we were thinking the charts were going to be lost. And we would have been able to do that for about 2 weeks, and so that was really good.